Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Starry Tarot. Happy Thursday to everyone. If you are new here, welcome and thank you so much for your subscription. If you are returning, welcome back. It is wonderful to see you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. So I can answer any of your questions with the exception of medical and or legal questions. My basic menu of readings is pinned at the top of the chat. It's also found in the body of the chat. Thank you, Nightbot, and also in the information for the video. Starting with a mini reading, which consists of one question, 5 cards. That is $7.77. If you use Cashapp, Venmo, or PayPal, or if you need to use SuperChat, it's $9.99. I also offer full reading, just 10 cards, and that can be one question or split into two 5-card questions. That is $14.14 unless you need to use SuperChat, in which it is $20.20. And then I also offer my expanded reading, which I highly recommend. It's 15 cards, and that can be one full 15-card question, or it can be split into two questions, one 10-card, one 5-card, or split into three 5-card readings. And that is $21.21 unless you need to use SuperChat, in which it is $29.29. And again, I can answer any of your questions with the exception of medical and or legal questions. I cannot go there. But anywhere else I can go. And today we are using the beautiful Jupiter Power Tarot deck by the lovely Charlie Team Tarot. Y'all know I love her. I have her Moon Power deck and I have her Mars Power deck. She is an amazing artist, and I highly recommend you guys check her out. Her website is sixsadgirl.com. She is rad beyond belief. So I have a variety of different types of readings I can offer for you. First of all, I'm a tarot reader, but I'm also a psychic medium. I can communicate with those who are no longer with us on this earthly plane. If that is something that you are interested in, please let me know. I would be absolutely honored to read for you. I just need to know the person's name, their date of birth, their date of passing, their relation to you, and it's super helpful if you can send me a photograph, but it is not mandatory. And that is $35.35 unless you need to use SuperChat, in which it is $50.50. I answer a lot of romance questions. And I have a soulmate confirmation reading that I highly recommend to people who are, I don't want to say currently you don't have to currently be in a relationship with the person, but someone in your life who definitely has a position, an influence in your life, and you're curious if they're meant to be long-term, if they're meant to be part of your soul's tapestry. So the soulmate reading can be asked in one of two ways. First, we can ask your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestral spirits, if the person in question is indeed a soulmate of yours. If the answer is yes, they will explain why. If the answer is no, they will explain why not. Alternatively, we can also ask the question, we can simply ask if they give their blessing, their divine blessing towards the person who you are interested in. It is very difficult to get Spirit's blessing, but when you do, it definitely means something, and it means that it confirms that they are a soulmate. So I highly recommend that reading. It's very very comprehensive and definitely very clarifying. And that is $16.16 unless you need to use SuperChat, and it is $23.23. I will be right back. One moment, please. My apologies about that. Sorry, my roommate got locked out and needed to get into the house. So it is all good now. So yeah, I highly recommend the soulmate confirmation reading if there is someone in your life who you are questioning their position and their longevity and their purpose in your life. Because as I mentioned, if they are a soulmate of yours, your spirit guides will explain why, and in what context. And speaking of soulmates, I mean, especially depending on how old of a soul you are, we have many soulmates in this life, and they come in many different shapes and sizes. I think the knee-jerk reaction in the modern English lexicon, when we say soulmate, we automatically think of a romantic partner, which is absolutely, kosher. But we have soulmates who are family members. We have pets who are soulmates. We have friends who are soulmates who we've had past lives with. So it's not a strictly romantic thing. So I also recommend the soulmate reading, and I have done the soulmate reading for people who are questioning someone's position in their life that is not romantic. But speaking of romance, I highly recommend my love spread. Well, I'm just going to call it the love spread. A lot of my clients refer to it as the OG love spread. I came up with this spread, I want to say right when I started reading professionally. I've been reading for longer than I want to admit. But when I started reading professionally, I created a love spread. And it is very, very comprehensive. This does not have to be done for a romantic partner. It can be also done for a friend, a coworker, a neighbor, basically anybody who you are questioning how they regard you. And it's at no additional donation amount. It's just a suggestion for a reading. It can be done with a mini, a full, or an in-depth reading. And it answers 3 questions. And actually, it answers 5 questions in one, which I have yet to see a tarot reader do, but I do. And I think it's a very comprehensive reading. Thoughts, feelings, and intentions. We ask what the person's current thoughts are towards you, their current feelings, and their current intentions towards you, as well as their general energies towards the connection, and your energies towards the connection in general as well. So it really answers 5 questions. Very in-depth, very comprehensive. So if you have someone on your mind who you're wondering how they regard you, I highly recommend that reading. I also offer, I answer a lot of spiritual questions. And on that note, I offer past life regression therapy readings. I've been studying past life regression therapy since I was very, very small. I have been regressed. I've regressed others through meditation, guided meditation. And then a couple of years into my professional tarot practice, I realized I was utilizing my past life therapy gifts, channeling visions of people's past lives, and it's absolutely fascinating. I started offering it. First of all, it started coming to me when clients would ask general spirit readings, and then I was getting the visions, and they were definitely past lives. So I have now extended it to a separate reading. It is in depth. And it doesn't have to be, you can ask with any intention. It doesn't have to be, please illustrate the past life of mine that will help me navigate this life most effectively. That's a great one. That's a great intention. But there are also great other wonderful questions to preface the past life regression reading with. I read a funny story. Something I thought of today. So past life regression therapy, it really is therapeutic. I think one of the most therapeutic properties of past life regression therapy is, I have really bad allergies. I'm so sorry. I think one of the most beneficial aspects of past life regression therapy, at least from my observations, is that it definitely explains irrational fears that we have. It can explain proclivities that we have that we weren't really exposed to. And for instance, speaking of irrational fears, I have an irrational fear of walking downstairs. I also have an irrational fear of constantly washing my hands, but thanks COVID. But no, I've especially over the past like 10 years, I have developed a pretty bad fear of walking downstairs. Like I look like an old lady when I walk downstairs. And I was walking downstairs this morning at the train station to get to my job, my other work, and I thought to myself, I should give myself a past life regression reading to figure out, possibly maybe I died or got injured falling down the stairs in a past life. That was actually an incredibly common way that people died especially during the Victorian era, and especially with women. Women would be wearing long skirts. It was impractical, and a lot of women fell to their death walking downstairs. I almost said it sounds funny. It's not funny at all. It was a thing. So I often wonder if that happened to me in a past life. However, the interesting thing about my past life regression readings is I cannot do a past life regression reading for myself. I read for myself sometimes. I usually like to go to other readers because it's kind of like going to a therapist or a doctor. You need a second opinion. You need an outside opinion that's not connected to you emotionally. Because I find that when I read for myself, I often probably, even if I'm trying really hard not to, I probably attribute a lot of my desires and my wishes into my readings. So while I do read for myself, I cannot do a past life reading for myself. That's the one reading I can't do. Yes, I utilize tarot for the past life regression readings. Obviously, that's what I'm using, as well as my ability to connect with spirit and get the visions that I need. But I can't do it for myself. It's the one reading that I can't do for myself. I don't know why that is, but it also goes in. It makes sense actually. In my studies of past life regression therapy, you definitely have to be led by somebody else. I do believe that the doctor who discovered and created past life regression therapy, I believe she started doing regressing herself, if I'm not mistaken, but she was like high priestess level. Dr. Helen Wambach, she was amazing. Rest in peace. So yeah, we can ask many, many different questions, and every single one is fascinating with the past life regression readings. I also offer private readings. I offer two different types of private readings. The first one that I offer is by appointment only. Simply email me or send me a message on my Instagram over on my DMs, and we can schedule an appointment. It is via Zoom. It is this, only it's not broadcast. It's just me and you. It's private. There's discretion. There's privacy. You can give me all the context and backstory that you need. We can answer as many questions as you need. We can pull as many cards as you need within the time allotted. And if you need extra time and time is permitting in our lives, we can always extend it. So it's great. I highly recommend everyone get a private reading from me at least once. It helps me understand you better as a client. It helps you understand me better as a reader. And I also really recommend it for folks who are going through either an issue that has multiple layers of questions that need to be answered, or just multiple issues in general that you need to have answered. And then alternatively, I also offer private readings offline, but they're not one-on-one, and there are no additional donation amounts. The same donation amount is here. You just send your donation with your question, and I can answer your question within 2 to 3 hours, at the very latest 24 hours, but that's extremely rare. I always have a deck of cards on me, and I can usually get back to you as soon as I get your donation. And yeah, those are read over DMs, voice memos sent over DMs on my Instagram, of which you guys should all go follow. Or if you don't use Instagram, I can always type it for you over email. And here is my Instagram, which y'all should all go follow for sure. And with that being said, I believe that's my whole spiel. So the donation queue is currently open. So whoever donates next will be read for next. Thank you so very much. Well, hey, Felicia. How are you doing, girl? Yes, I am here, just reading. How are you, love? Long time no see. I actually thought about you today. That's so funny. I was in a class and the students were really, really cool and really funny. I did a fashion class today, the Fashion Institute downtown, and they were talking about the movie Friday, and they were quoting it, and my quote was "Bye, Felicia." That's my favorite. Um, but I don't want to say bye to you. Hello, Felicia. Big hugs to you. Big hugs to you. How is the weather in Ohio? Oh, I mean, you don't live there. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk to you. I didn't say that. Bye, Felicia, because you know it. Yeah. That's such a freaking funny movie. And they were like, I wonder if they're gonna make a fourth one. I think that would be. I mean, next Friday was funny. The third one I didn't see. Maybe I should watch last night. It's hot. 84 degrees. Nice. Nice. What is it here? It's definitely warmed up for sure. Like spring has sprung. It's currently 69 degrees. 69. But I'm still wearing a sweater because it's just always I don't know. I'm always so chilly. It's supposed to be 71 today, but I'm not seeing it anywhere on the actual hourly forecast. We skipped spring and are in summer. Wow. Well how hot does it get during this? It gets really hot. That I know because the one time I went was in the summertime, and it was so hot. I loved it, and it's that nice humid heat that most people hate. I like heat, humid, dry. I like being. I'm a cat. I just like being warm. Um, but yeah, I remember the wedding that I ordained was during the summer. There were lightning bugs. Um, they're so magical. They are so magical. Fireflies. I normally call them fireflies, but there's a song I've been listening to, and Amy Mann, calls them lightning bugs. Um, but we don't have them here. Do you know? I've never seen that movie. And when Bye Felicia came out, I was like, where and why are people saying that? My daughter was like, it's from a movie set in LA. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah, because the movie came out hella days ago. I think it came out like in 90 or 91, early 90s. I was a kiddo. I didn't watch it until I was a teenager. Um, very early Chris Tucker. Very early, very young Chris Tucker. Um, and Ice Cube is just so damn funny. Um, yeah, that movie's hilarious. But yeah, then there was like a resurgence in the Bye Felicia. It became like a meme like 20 years later. Um, or not a meme, but like a saying, like kind of a sassy saying, like "Bye, Felicia." Um, I love the name Felicia, by the way. I don't know if I ever told you that, but I had a friend named Felicia in middle school, and she spelled it the same way. And yeah, it's a really pretty name. How are your kiddos doing? Yeah, it is definitely set in LA. Is it? I think it's Inglewood. Always up to no good. It's got to be either Inglewood or I think it's set in Inglewood. Inglewood, always up to no good. Right, I was still living in California at the time when the movie was showing. I was working so much, I had no time for anything. I feel you. I feel you there. I feel you there. Oh my gosh. Um, so I love film. I love movies. Who doesn't? Well, some people don't. Some people don't really like or have the attention span for a full movie. But I love movies, and I love going to the cinema. too. I actually went to the movies on last Thursday. Yeah, a week ago. I went and saw a new horror movie called oh, it was so boring and not scary. What was it called? I don't remember the name. Undertones. Undertones. That was it. Really not scary, boring as hell. Um, but the experience of being in a cinema is always nice. They are all out of the house, 3 in college and 1 working. My life has changed drastically. Empty nest. Oh, yeah, yeah. I hear you. I hear you, girl. I want to come visit. There's so many of y'all I want to come visit. Just go on a road trip. I'd stop and see you. Go out and see Debbie. Go down and see Lorraine. See Kendra. That would be a rad. That would be a rad road trip. Starry Tarot live tour. So 3 are in college, and 1 is working. For some reason, I thought you had 3 children, but you have 4. You have 3 sons and 1 daughter, right? My first real job was in Lakewood, California, the movie theater. I sold tickets in the booth. It's a thing of the past now. All streaming is on my phone. Well, well, you did hit the nail on the head there. I'm going to show you my face so we can have a more. I don't know why I'm hiding my face. Hi. Yeah, no, you definitely hit the nail on the head there. There's less theaters, less cinemas. There's what looked like a really cool theater just down the street from me. It's totally closed down. But I love film. I love good film. I also really like bad movies, like that are so they're just like cult movies that are like so bad they're funny. Um, Barbarella is playing this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and I wanted to go with my friend, and I'm working both days, so I can't. Um, but yeah, no, in the city there's definitely they're still my favorite theater in the city is the Castro Theater. Um, I I met Crispin Glover there. Um, I've seen so many cool movies there. They have older movies all the time, indie movies, but they've been renovating that place for a while. Pulp Fiction, one of my favorite movies in the whole wide world. Mia Wallace. I always wanted to be Mia Wallace. I was okay. Get this, girl. I don't know if I've told you this. I was obsessed with the movie Pulp Fiction before I saw it. I wasn't allowed to watch it when it came out. I was in 4th grade, but I remember my parents loved it and everyone else loved it, and it looked so cool. Just the vibe. And my parents had the soundtrack, and the soundtrack is just like killer. Like tons of surf rock, like just amazing. All of Quentin Tarantino's soundtracks are incredible and just so fitting for the movie. And what I love about Pulp Fiction, I'm sure he did this intentionally. You can't tell what year. It seems like it's the 70s in some scenes, and then it seems like it's the 50s in some scenes, and some scenes it feels like the 90s. It's very ambiguous in terms of time frame. I love that. But yeah, I was obsessed with Pulp Fiction and pay-per-view. Remember pay-per-view? Um, so what I did as a little girl, hi mom, hope you're not watching this. What I would do is I would put on the television, and pay-per-view, it would just be a fuzzy screen. I called it you know the fuzzy screen on the TV that I used to call it. I used to think it looked like a bunch of dogs barking at each other, but just like the crackly screen. But with the pay-per-view, you wouldn't be able to see the movie, but you could hear it. I memorized the script for Pulp Fiction before I ever saw the movie. Like I still have it memorized. I can watch it and just like say like I must be on the spectrum. like, I've got to be mildly autistic in some way, because I never forgot it. And it's so funny that you mentioned that too, because I am doing a class next week, and I was talking with the professor yesterday. I saw him in the break room, and he does character development, and he thinks I look like a rock star, and he's really into music as well, and he usually like makes me, not makes me, but it usually has me do like a David Bowie kind of thing. And I told him this time I wanted to do something kind of different. I was like, I heard you're into Quentin Tarantino. He was like, very much. I was like, okay, I'm your Mia Wallace next week. He was like, you can be my Mia Wallace. You can be my bee. He's like, I want you to wear a wedding dress with and have a samurai sword. But I guess I'd have to. Oh, I could pretend I'm pregnant. I could put some like a pregnancy thing underneath me too, because she was pregnant in that scene. But yeah, so I'm gonna play a bunch of Uma Thurman characters next week, and I'm so excited. We have the hugest closet at that school. Oh my god! And then I was at the fashion school today, and they have an even bigger closet. Oh my god! I have a question. How is your classes for spirituality going? Excellent question, my love. They're going great. They're going so well. It's the high holidays coming up. Passover is next I believe next Wednesday. Is the beginning of Passover. Let me double check. So I don't have class. We don't have class next week. First day, yeah, Passover begins at sundown next Wednesday on the 1st of April. So I've got to get rid of all my bread. There's a whole bunch of stuff I have to do, girlfriend. I have to get rid of all leavened bread. I can't have any leavened bread, only matzah. And it's very interesting. Can I tell you something interesting? She's has disappeared. Maybe she's too old for Hollywood. Uma Thurman? Oh no. I think it's not she's too old for Hollywood. Last movie, you're right. Actually, last movie I saw her in that I remember, it wasn't a Quentin Tarantino movie. It was Lars von Trier, Nymphomaniac, which is a really scary movie. I don't recommend it. I really like it. It's like a 2-movie movie. Like it's so long. It's in 2 parts, and it's Charlotte Gainsbourg. I love her, but it's really graphic and just really Lars von Trier. It's not for everyone. But she did an amazing role in that movie. But the last time I saw her, absolutely stunning still, obviously, but she was Quentin Tarantino's date at the Oscars when Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was released. They're not dating, and they've never dated, but she is his muse. She was his first muse, and I just think that's a really sweet relationship to have with a director. A big part of what I love about Quentin Tarantino is how he portrays females. They're tough, they're independent, they're strong. I mean, I'm thinking of Kill Bill, of course, but I'm also thinking of Django. I'm also thinking of Jackie Brown. I'm also thinking, okay, not Reservoir Dogs. There's no women in that, but Mia Wallace. The way that he portrays women, I just think is extremely empowering. Like whenever I'm not, like, this is kind of embarrassing to admit, but when I'm having like a really rough day or like a challenging day, and I'm just like, I don't know if I can do this, I put on the soundtrack to Kill Bill, and I'm just like, yeah, I got this. Like, I can do anything. It uplifts me. Yeah, no, I love. Now I want to watch a Tarantino movie tonight. Yeah, no, I was supposed to go to a movie this weekend, but like I said, I have work, so I'm going mini golfing instead with my friend. There was this. I love mini golf. There was this place in the city called Urban Putt, like 10 years ago. It was so fun. It was basically almost like an art gallery. And the place that we're going to on Saturday sounds very similar. It might be ran by the same people, but basically it's indoors and they have like drinks and food. It's basically grown up mini golf, and all of the holes, all of the structures are San Francisco um, monuments. Like there's like one like Coit Tower, Golden Gate Bridge, like Palace of Fine Arts. It's like an art, not I don't want to say an art gallery, but it's like an immersive um, experience beyond mini golf. So I'm really excited to check that out. And it's right next to the Ghirardelli factory, so you can grab some choco after that. But yeah, I'm surprised I hadn't discovered that place earlier because I'm a big mini golf fan. But anyway, going back to my spiritual stuff. Sorry, got off track there. So we don't have class next week because next week is the first day of Passover. I have to prepare my house, my room really, for Passover. No crumbs of bread, no leavened bread, and actually, I thought this was really fascinating. The reason behind that is because it when we eat, two reasons. When we eat bread that rises, it's symbolic of our ego rising and the dangers of that. But when we eat unleavened bread, two things. It connects us to our ancestors, or who were enslaved um, by the Egyptians, and it is unleavened. It does not rise. It is very plain, but it nourishes us and it connects us to the difficulties that our ancestors had. Next time you come, you need to go to our art museum. It's amazing and in a beautiful setting, looking over the city. Ooh, and we just received a donation from Christy. Thank you so much, Christy, love. Christy, did you want me to read on here, or did you want to do it after my live stream? The art museum, is it in your city or is it in a major city outside of your city, which I'm not going to name? Because I think I told you the wedding was held in your city at that park with the architectural park. Oh my goodness, that was beautiful. Even like I remember I got an Uber there and we were just driving in, and absolutely stunning. Yeah, I should definitely check that out. I think honestly one of the best art museums I've ever been to, and this is coming from someone who's been to the Louvre. I've been to the Uffizi. I've been to like pretty much like all the the Met in New York. I would argue that one of the best art museums in the world is the Mexican National Art Gallery in Mexico City. Oh my god. Yes, a lot of it is religious, and I skipped that part because I minored in art history, and that was my focus, was Renaissance art. So I just skipped that floor, but they have a whole floor. Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera. They have a whole and the sculptures. Oh my god, I'm not a huge sculpture fan. I mean, of course I love a good sculpture, but whoa, oh my god, they were so beautiful. It's super close to downtown in the major city I'm near. Very cool. I so regret not realizing you were there, man. Now I want to go Mexico City. Girl, have you been before? It's a place that I will say not a whole lot of people go. Most people have been to Mexico, but usually people go to Cancun or what's the other one that people like to go to and party. Usually on near the ocean. But that's the thing about Mexico City is it's central. It's not near the water. It's extremely high elevation, huge population, and just huge city. I can't tell you how safe I felt. Um, I only spent a week there, but so I don't want to say everyone is so nice, but seriously, like people are so respectful and so kind, and there's such a reverence for the arts. There's like there's a whole like arts and crafts market that just like spans like forever. There are a few actually spiritual markets. And I was going to go to one. I was like, ooh, that's perfect for me. And then I read some Yelp reviews, and they were like, okay, if you're into Santeria, go for it. If you're not into Santeria and you're not into seeing animals in cages to buy and sacrifice, because there's a lot of them, you're not going to want to go. I was like, okay, yep, no, I'm so anti-Santeria. It has nothing to do with Mexican culture or anything. It's just like how I'm totally against voodoo. I love Haitian culture. I think Haiti is awesome, but I low key feel. I mean, Haiti has experienced so much as a tiny island. They've grappled with so many struggles and difficulties. I low key wonder if this is gonna sound awful, but I low key wonder if that's the double-edged sword, because so many people practice it. It's just like drinking water almost. To La Jolla, San Diego, and other places in Mexico. Yeah, La Jolla is in San Diego, but it's like right on the border there for sure. Yeah, La Jolla is beautiful. I've never been to Tijuana. I was always kind of scared. I don't know why. I've just heard bad things. I'm always scared of like the idea of driving, like from one city to another because of the cartels. It's just not a joke with the cartels. Like they don't f around. They're there. They're present, and they're dangerous. Like they are lethal, and they get away with it. So yeah, I stayed in Mexico City. And also, that's the other thing about Mexico City is it's very. I don't want to say it's super. It is. It's pretty posh. It's pretty luxy. It's where all of the politicians live, the actors, celebrities, sports athletes. They all live in Mexico City. Um, Beautiful houses there. I really wanted to go to the Beverly Hills neighborhood, the comparative Beverly Hills neighborhood, but I didn't get to go. But yeah, it's just extremely clean, and weather's. I mean, I was in January. I was there in January, and it was warm every day. Um, It's kind of a schlep sometimes. Not sometimes. I've only went once, but it's kind of a schlep to get there. But not too bad. It was like a 4-hour flight. Hey, Julie. Hello. I have a new job starting in a new company on Monday. Julie J. Congratulations. Congratulations to you, love. I'm so happy to hear that. And how are you doing otherwise? Long time no see. My ancestors are from Haiti. I wanted to visit last summer while we were on a cruise, but they canceled our port stop due to civil unrest. I'm from SoCal, the epitome of unrest. I worked in Brentwood after college and prior to moving to the Midwest. Well, Brentwood's really nice. Brentwood's like posh. There's a city called Brentwood right near my parents' house, out in the country area, the East Bay, the far East Bay. And whenever I tell people like, "Oh, my parents live near Brentwood," they're like, "Oh, like Brentwood?" I'm like, "No, not Southern California." I don't know what your expense. Yeah, it's posh. Yeah, Brentwood's posh as hell. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know what your experience was like, but it's really nice. yeah, I love driving through there, drive around UCLA in general. Um, yeah, no, it's LA is such a strange. It's kind of like San Francisco. It's such a strange dynamic of wealthy haves and have-nots. I think the best example I can give is I was staying at a really luxurious hotel downtown, and actually, this is the last time I was in LA. I haven't been to LA in like 4 years. I really need to go. Um, but I was staying at a really posh hotel downtown, and I needed to go for a walk. Needed to grab something from the supermarket, and then I just wanted to go for a walk. So I was just walking down the street. I literally walked down the street and turned left, and I'm in posh, rich area. Like literally, this hotel. It was like all young money. I don't. I think they were like a lot of them looked like musicians or like music producers, but they were all young. Most of the people that stayed there were young and looked really cool and looked like they worked in the music industry. Um, and always came in with like huge bags of Louis and like Chloe and Dior. So anyway, I'm walking down the street and like literally 5 minute walk, I turn left and I'm on Skid Row, where all the homeless folks live. It's like it's such a strange juxtaposition. Like very wealthy, and then you just walk 5 minutes and like there's encampments. It's so sad. Yes, like Oakland and are so different. Then you have Napa Valley. That's amazing. It's super expensive. Yeah, kind of like that too. Yeah, or San Francisco itself. Yeah, Napa Valley. I love Napa so much. Yeah, Calistoga. I go up there. Marin's super expensive. Marin is the only place in the Bay Area that is not connected to BART, and you have to cross the Golden Gate Bridge to get to it. It's like, can you exclude people anymore? And we just received a donation. Thank you so very much, Miss Julie J. Thank you, girl. And thank you for posting your question. All right. I have a new job starting in a new company on Monday. Can you please tell me if this company is going to be shady with me, or is the new job going to be okay with payments and work environment in general? Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, give me 1 second here. All right, we can do like a 12-card question. I know you have to read, but have you seen Fruitville? I have to read, but you can totally stick around and hang out, Felicia. I'd love it if you could, but you don't have to. I have not seen Fruitville. Is it a movie or a TV show? And Miss Julie, we are going to expand this here so we can do your reading. We're going to do a nice 12-card spread for you. Okay, let's see. How am I going to word this? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Julie with any and all information she needs to know about her new job. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Julie with any and all information she needs to know about her new job starting on Monday. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Julie with any and all information she needs to know about her new job. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Julie with any and all messages she needs to know regarding her new job. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Julie with any and all messages she needs to hear regarding her new job. It's a movie. Lead actor is Michael B. Oh my god, I love Michael B. Jordan. He is so talented and, also very handsome. We'll start with talented, but oh my god. Beautiful man. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Julie with any and all messages she needs to know regarding her new job she's starting. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, please provide Julie with any and all messages she needs to know regarding her new job on Monday. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, please provide Julie with any and all messages she needs to know regarding her new job on Monday. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, please provide Julie with any and all messages she needs to know regarding her new job on Monday. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, please provide Julie with any and all messages she needs to know regarding her new job on Monday. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, please provide Julie with any and all messages that she needs to know regarding her new job on Monday. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, please provide Julie with any and all messages she needs to know regarding her new job on Monday. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, please provide Julie with any and all messages she needs to hear regarding her new job on Monday. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, please provide Julie with any and all messages that she needs to hear regarding her new job on Monday. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, please provide Julie with any and all messages that she needs to hear regarding her new job on Monday. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, please provide Julie with any and all messages she needs to know regarding her new job on Monday. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, please provide Julie with any and all messages she needs to hear regarding her new job she starts on Monday. And Julie, can you please remind me what your sign is again? I'm blanking. The Sun reversed. The World. Queen of Wands reversed. Strength reversed. Queen of Cups. The Hierophant. Ace of Wands. Seven of Pentacles reversed. 10 of Cups reversed. 9 of Cups, interesting. The Hermit. And 9 of Swords. Okay. I am busting out my handy-dandy black book for this one because this has specifically career-related definitions for cards. So starting, there's a lot of mixed energy here. So we're just going to start from the top, starting with the Sun reversed. Oy vey. How do I put this? I don't want to say that the job description was not accurate. I don't want to say that the description that they gave you regarding the job was completely inaccurate, but they have embellished certain things. And it's more along the line, not so much of embellishing things, but it's more along the lines of, oh, like we can, and tell me if I'm correct here, but I feel like they are making it sound like it's a great opportunity, which most jobs do, I think. But it's Spirit is saying it's not as great as what they're saying. It's not terrible, but they are embellishing some things, and they are likely. I am leaving one company for another, so I'm hoping this is not a terrible mistake. No, I don't think that. No, and I don't see this as a terrible mistake. And you need. It sounds like you need to. I'm vaguely remembering the last reading we did, and it did sound, if I'm remembering correctly, the last job that you had was a very toxic environment. So even if this doesn't end up being as amazing as because I get the sense that they kind of described it as as a really, really great opportunity. And I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying that it's a bad opportunity. It's more there, and I don't know what you do, but for example, like say if you work in sales, they're likely saying like, oh, and the commission is this, and people make, most of our employees make this much in extra and bonuses and this, that, and the other, and I just feel like that like, yeah, sometimes that happens. Like, sometimes people, you know, this is just an example. I don't know if that's what they said, but I'm just giving an example, like an analogy here. Like promising, or for, like, you know, I, for my other job, like, I model for art classes. And if an art class says, oh, well, we pay this much and it's below my rate, but they say, oh, but we have tips, that's kind of what I'm talking about, that kind of energy. Like, well, okay, great, I'm going to be underpaid and then I'm relying on tips, which are not guaranteed. That's kind of the energy of what I'm picking up here. Is it's not terrible. You are going to make money and they will pay you on time. I think you questioned that. This Hierophant card, um, they're not going to mess around when it comes to paying you on time, you getting your money when you need it. Um, I just feel like they might have over I don't want to say over promised things when you interviewed or when you found the job. I think embellished is the best word there. Um, then we have the World and the Ace of Wands. So this is what leads me to believe that it's not the perfect job. It it's a job. You know, it's a job. There's going to be some aspects that are not fun. That's why it's work. It's why we get paid to do it, because otherwise no one would do it if there wasn't a monetary incentive, right? Um, so it's work. You know, it is what it is. But it's not. It's definitely not going. I don't see toxicity. I'll tell you that. I'll get to that in a moment. I see at least far less toxicity. It's very neutral energy when it comes to inner workplace connections. Um, but Spirit is saying that this is, while it might not meet all of your expectations, it's definitely a good promising start. Um, and fantastic, less toxicity is absolutely, and I actually really love this. The World and the Ace of Wands. The World is saying that this has a lot of this definitely has potential for longevity, especially if this is the same, if you're doing the same work. I don't know if you've switched careers, um, or if it's just a different environment, but the World, longevity, Ace of Wands is a wonderful new beginning. So Spirit is saying that you made the right decision. You absolutely made the right decision. Will you be slightly disappointed? Possibly, yes. Only because I think they did overpromise some things. But in terms of paying you on time, paying you appropriately, treating you appropriately, um, that I'm seeing. Exact same profession, but completely different company and city. Okay. So I really like that you're removing yourself from not just that environment, um, that workplace, but in a new city. You know, that's I think that's really cleansing for your energy. Um, then we have this Queen of Wands reversed and Seven of Pentacles reversed. Queen of Wands reversed definitely checks out for me. Um, when it I know you're not changing careers. Um, you have 5 years of experience. Right on. Um, yeah, I know you're not changing careers. You're an experienced worker, um, but you are going to be in a new environment. And the Queen of Wands reversed is usually indicative of insecurities. Um, and I'm not saying that you'll feel like you can't do your job. Like, you'll feel very capable. However, it's a new environment. So there's going to, even though it's the same profession, there's going to be new, slightly different protocols, different, just different ways of handling um, the business in general and doing your work. It's going to be different. So, and I think this happens to everyone, and I see it in almost every reading that I do for someone regarding a new job, is feeling like a fish out of water, but not for long. not for long with this Seven of Pentacles reversed. I don't see this. I probably like the first week, you might be a little nervous. Which I think all of us are at new jobs. It's a first impression. We want to do our best. We want to we want to give our best impression. And being in any new environment, whether it's a new job or a new home or a new school, new relationship, exciting, but also like can be not scary, but just a little intimidating. Yeah, perfectly normal. Perfectly normal. Yeah, absolutely. I see it. I honestly don't think I think I see it every single time. I read for people in new jobs. Usually either King of Wands reversed or Queen of Wands reversed. Yeah. And I see it here too. Yeah, Strength reversed. Strength reversed. I don't think this is gonna last for very long, hon. I don't think you're gonna. I think you're gonna feel more at peace in your job and more confident in your job, this new job. I think after possibly a couple of weeks, or maybe just 1 week. With this Strength reversed card, yeah, it's a sign of feelings of fears of making a mistake. When it comes to careers, feelings of insecurity. Oh my goodness, I'm such a Capricorn lady. All my readings are about work. Oh, okay, I was gonna say, because I asked you earlier, I was like, I'm like blanking on your sign, but you're asking about work, and I'm not even joking, girl. This is so funny. All my clients who ask about work, except for one, I'm thinking of one, he's a Cancer. He always asks about his work. But every other client that I have that asks about work questions, always Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. I almost asked you, like, you're an earth sign, right? Okay, so that helps me out a lot too. You're a Capricorn, so work is of the utmost importance to you. And it's not just work itself, it's not money, it's doing a good job and making a good impression and being a professional. That's incredibly important to you. Not like it's not important to other signs either, but it's just a huge it's just a major one, I think, with Capricorns that I've noticed. This Ten of Cups reversed, again, I'm not getting a sense that there is going to be toxicity amongst coworkers. I'm actually getting that you might feel a bit isolated at the beginning. I get the sense that it's a bit cliquey. I don't know how long the establishment has been around, I don't know if it's an office or what it is, but and you don't have to tell me. I don't know how long the establishment has been around. Your work has been around, but I do get a sense, an energy of clickiness amongst coworkers, and that isn't to say that you'll never befriend your coworkers. That is very common. It is an office. Okay, there we go. Okay. Yeah, and you know what? Like it's almost like I almost said it's almost like no news is good news, but that doesn't really apply to this. But it's more like it's peace. It's peace. It's Ten of Cups reversed. It's you're not having sing-alongs and laughing and fraternizing with your coworkers, but there's no toxicity or anything. And I also think this is a good thing, especially with you being a Capricorn. You guys work well on your own. You're the goat. You're the goat, girl. You're the greatest of all time. And the goat climbs. The goat can really climb. Oh my god, it's so funny, girl. I went on a hike with a Capricorn friend of mine about a year ago. And the dude is a freaking goat. He has plantar fasciitis. He has the worst feet in the world. But he can climb a hill like it ain't no one's business. Like, he will be limping, like just walking on the road But then we went on a hike up the hills, and he was like running up there. I'm like, dude, tell me once again you don't believe in astrology, and I'm gonna tell you more about your Capricorn sign. This is so funny. I think he was barefoot too. Um, but yeah, I don't know about you in climbing, but anyway, in terms of analogies in climbing, you've climbed far and you've done a good job. You've gotten ahead. Um, you've done well. You've done well for yourself, and you are definitely, and you will be regarded as one of the one of the goats, one of the greatest employees. I definitely see um, this with this Queen of Cups and Nine of Cups. I definitely see your superiors definitely appreciating you with this Queen of Cups, and also I see them, and I love this. I see them. I work solo a lot inside offices. Okay, that checks out because I'm gonna get to the next two cards that totally make sense. Um, yeah, Queen of Cups. I love this because I have so many clients that come to me asking how does my boss feel about me, or how does my coworker feel about me, like how am I regarded at my work. And half the time people are just completely in the dark, and I often tell my clients, like, you can have you considered requesting like a performance review. um and I think that's the best thing. But honestly, if they don't give performance reviews, I feel like with this Queen of Cups, I feel like they're going to be very supportive of you, um, very communicative with you. When you're doing a good job, they'll let you know. And a lot of places don't do that. A lot of workplaces don't do that. I don't know. I have a theory that some managers and some workers won't acknowledge good behavior or good work because they fear. I think there's like a subconscious or a conscious fear that if they tell an employee that they're doing a good job, that they might slack off. And I hate that because I think it couldn't be farther from the truth. And they'll tell you, if you if you do something incorrectly, they won't admonish you. They'll teach you how to do it correctly. They're very understanding. And with this Nine of Cups, I see you feeling very satisfied in their in your superior's recognition of you and their respect for you in your work. Um, oh, and Spirit is saying to watch out for, which is really funny with the Strength reversed and Queen of Wands reversed. But Nine of Cups is also saying, is a warning um, to try not to be too confident. Like, they're really gonna really appreciate you. Most places don't show appreciation, which is really bad. That's crazy. I didn't even read that when I said they're really gonna appreciate you. Yeah, appreciation is the name here. Is like that's the word here. Is they're gonna communicate, um, and that's so important. It's really bad that most places don't communicate appreciation. They only admonish. I cannot stand that. That to me is a bad leader, a bad manager. You've got to let people know when they're doing well. You've got to let people know when they're slipping. But Spirit is saying that your superiors are really gonna appreciate you, love, to the point where you know they're saying don't get too cocky, which I think is really funny because you don't strike me as a cocky person at all. But here we go, girlfriend, the Hermit. You mentioned earlier that you work solo in most of your office jobs. This is very much a solo endeavor. Yes, you're going to have coworkers, but as I mentioned, they're it's not. I don't like the word clicky because it almost implies like that they're separating you from them in a mean way. But it's more it's not so much clicky so much as people just getting their work done and keeping it chill. And we just received a donation from Shateria. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Let me go ahead and add you here. Yeah, you love working solo. That totally checks out. I'm the same way. I mean, I'm an Aquarius, but I love working solo. I really do. I find that my best work is when it's done solo. Not much of a Three of Pentacles girl. So yeah, you're definitely gonna have a lot of privacy, a lot of time to work on your own. But I will say the only card I'm not liking here is this last card, this Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is my least favorite card in the deck. It's anxiety, insomnia, fears. Now, and when I see it in the context of this reading, especially with it being the last card, this is telling me that it's not so much you're going to have insomnia and like terrible anxiety from this job, but and you may already be aware of this, but this job is very demanding. They will be very helpful in accommodate that's the other thing that I've always said about good leaders, good managers, is they accommodate their employees to do the best job that they can. And that's what I'm seeing, that's the energy I'm getting from this workplace, is if you do something incorrectly, they won't admonish you. They'll be like, they'll notice it and they'll say, hey, so we noticed this, but that's incorrect. Here's the correct way to do it. And they'll probably, like they will accommodate you to do the best that you can. But it is high stress. Yeah, this Nine of Swords is less anxiety energy and more stress. When Nine of Swords is read in the context of career, it's usually not about anxiety so much as it is stress. It is going to be a hard job, very physical. Really, it's an office job, but it's very physical. Interesting. Well, that makes sense. I used to work at a law firm right when I got out of college, and I was as they call in Europe, a gopher or a runner. I was a messenger for a law firm when I was a young girl, and what was I going to say about the job? Oh yeah, it was very physical. I was working in an office, but there were often times where I had to like carry like huge reams of paper or like files, stuff like that. So yeah, it's a lot of work. The pay is good. I'm sure you already know what the pay is, and it not only is it good, but it's going to be reliable. You can rely on them paying you on time. They're not shady like that. They are very responsible. But this looks good. This looks good, Julie. That Ace of Wands in the world. That's Spirit saying, "Hey, girl, you made the right choice. You needed to leave that situation." And I don't want to say. I almost want to say any other job would be a better situation than the one that you were in, which isn't true. I'm sure there's worse jobs out there, but this was a really, really smart move, love. You definitely made it the right decision. We do maintenance in an office building. Okay, there. Yeah, very, very physically demanding. I hear you. You are very welcome, Julie. Thank you, darling. I appreciate you, and congratulations. And you are gonna slay. You're gonna slay on Monday. Thank you so much, Miss Shateria. Thank you for your donation, girl. Were you interested in? Did you want more than one? Did you have two questions, or did you want to do a 10-card reading? Shateria, please come to the chat. It is your turn. Thank you. There she is. Hey girl, I would like to know Johnny Bonner's current feelings, thoughts towards me after we have seen each other. One question. Girl, is this the guy that you ran into? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what are Johnny Bonner's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Shateria? I can't stop thinking about that day. It happened out of nowhere. Did you see him again? Or are we talking about when you guys saw each other that day? Seven of Swords, the Devil reversed, Knight of Pentacles, Death reversed, the Hermit, Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Swords reversed, Ace of Wands, Four of Swords reversed, and Six of Cups reversed. His Facebook page keeps popping up in the people who you may know. We haven't seen each other again since that day. I don't know. I haven't been on Facebook literally in like 10 years. But is it similar to Instagram? Because a client of mine told me that if you're on Instagram and it says like, oh, people that you might know, I always thought it went through your phone, but my client told me that it's actually if someone's been watching your page on Instagram. I wonder if it's the same deal with Facebook. It's okay. So he's likely looking at your page. I want a bit of clarity here. We're going to start with your current energies at this time, which are a little, I don't want to, they're very interesting, and I want you to, if you can, clarify a little bit for me, or if it's not resonating, definitely let me know. But we have the Seven of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. We've got my least favorite card in the deck, well, next to the Nine of Swords, and we have my favorite card next to the star, the Ten of Pentacles. Basically, yeah, my second least favorite card and my second favorite card. Seven of Swords is deceit, betrayal, lies, theft, manipulation. However, it can also be seen as, in terms of energy, which is what we're reading, your current energy, it's like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you would go to great lengths to bring him back into your life. Seven of Swords is like, I will do anything. I will beg, borrow, steal, lie, cheat, which I know that's not your intention. But it's like, I will do even the darkest things to try and bring this person into my life. Because this Ten of Pentacles, because I see such potential between the two of us, possibly in the future. I know you guys dated in the past, and I feel like you see a possible stable future with him. There is familiarity there as well. You guys used to date, and Ten of Pentacles is also a card of legacy. Past, he was a part of your he's a part of your romantic tapestry, essentially. He's weaved into that. So I totally understand this Ten of Pentacles energy. If it resonates, let me know. But I've kind of been in that. I've had this energy towards people in my life as well. His general energies. We have the Hermit and the Six of Cups reversed. He is for sure looking at your Facebook. The Hermit, this guy he's hiding away, but the Hermit is also watching in secret. One of my decks, the artwork is of a young lady on her own in her castle, like on the top floor in the attic or whatever, and she has her laptop out and she's watching. She's by herself, but she's getting information, she's looking. And then this Six of Cups reversed says 3 different things. 1, he's not speaking to you, he hasn't reached out to you, he hasn't messaged you, no communication. 2, there is I don't know how things ended between the two of you, but he is fearful. There's something that's scaring him about, but despite the fact that he is thinking about you and still likes you, he realized that when he saw you, it was, these feelings came back, but they're also accompanied, as interested as he is in you, he's also frightened due to the past. And third thing that I'm seeing here with the Six of Cups reversed is a failure to stay in the present moment. He's living in the past right now. While he is looking at your Facebook and I think trying to glean information about you, he's like swinging back and forth between, how much has Shateria changed, what's gone on in her life, and if we did try to start something, would I end up getting hurt? I felt he was looking and he hasn't messaged me or talked to me. He's absolutely watching your page. Yeah. And I don't see the Page of Swords here, but the Hermit. It's like whenever people suspect someone's looking at their page or their socials, and there's 2 cards I look for: either the Page of Swords or the Hermit. Those are the seekers. They're watching. His thoughts towards you. We have the Devil reversed and the Queen of Swords reversed. You don't have to tell me anything, but I get the sense that things ended badly and that you may have been the one to end things, but you don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell me anything. I'm just reading for you. But it's his fear that's making me wonder all this. Starting with the Devil reversed, He's I don't know how long it's been. I think you said it was maybe a year or 2 years since you last dated. Um, and I don't think he's dated anyone since you. And I think I may have told you that in another reading. But I think that he has been in healing mode since you guys ended things. And of course I'm going to be honest. Of course I'm always honest. But I don't want to be honest, but his thoughts towards you, he is still stuck in the past. Six of Cups reversed, Queen of Swords reversed. He's not fully over whatever happened between the two of you. He has healed a lot, and I don't think that he's been with anyone. If he may have gone on dates, but he hasn't. I don't think he's had a girlfriend since he dated you. I really don't. I think and that's also part of this Hermit card. It's also part of the Devil Reverse card. These are cards of independence, of being unbound, unchained, unconnected, not connected to someone. And that's something that he's, I don't want to say gotten used to, but it's something that he's adapted and integrated into his life. His feelings towards you, we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. The desire is definitely there, very real, very strong. You're definitely on his mind a lot. He's a Scorpio. I think you told me he's a Scorpio. So he's a fixed sign. This Knight of Pentacles, it's like we didn't end bad, but it was sad. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, no, he got hurt. He got hurt. I'm sure you were hurt too, love. It's pain. Endings are always painful. But with this Knight of Pentacles, this is his logic coming through. He feels this Ace of Wands. He has feelings for you. He still has feelings for you, and he feels like there's a potential for a new beginning between the two of you. But he needs time. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. Sometimes the Knight of Pentacles just stops and observes and doesn't move forward. So while he does see and feel like there is potential, and I think he fantasizes about it. Oh, he's a Taurus. Okay, you think he's a Taurus. Well, another fixed sign. Stubborn. I'm getting stubborn energy. I don't know if he is a stubborn gentleman, but I do get stubborn energy from him in the sense like he really is like examining the past, really stuck in the past, and fantasizing about a future with you that he doesn't know because he doesn't know who you are now. I mean, we don't change too much in 2 years, but you know, we do to a certain degree. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, we do grow and we do change, but the problem is he's not he's not reaching out to you. He's being secret squirrel, and the most effective, if you know, this fantasy that he has of a new start with you, if he were really being truly logical, because I think that fear is holding him back for sure, fear of getting hurt again. But if he were just to reach out to you and talk to you, he would get a much stronger sense of who you are. I think he doesn't want to be hurt. People have heard of, yeah, that's precisely what I'm saying. He is so not, yeah, he's done with being hurt and being disappointed. Very fearful of it. And his intentions towards you, we have Death reversed and Four of Swords reversed. And this is where I see things being problematic. Is he's definitely still into you, darling. He fantasizes about you all the time, fantasizes about an ideal future with you, but he's not taking action here. Death reversed, Four of Swords reversed with his intentions. He's there's a failure in him to change his negative emotional patterns. He's been hurt a lot in the past, and he doesn't want to get hurt again. I totally understand that. But the Aquarius in me is saying, well, and I've said this before in other readings to other people, if you've dated someone, I can guarantee you've been hurt. Anybody who's ever dated someone we've all been hurt. We have all been hurt. And him trying to control this hurt is silly because he can't do it. He's either just going to be stuck in the past, or he can accept the new. And right now, he's very stubborn and stuck. He thinks that, like, oh, like, I always get hurt. Sorry, I need to turn my light on. Oh, it's almost like he sees it like it's fate. Like, I'm just fated to always be hurt. I'm fated to always be disappointed in love. So I want to prevent that from ever happening again, which is impossible. When we get into romantic connections, you have to take into account that it may not end up in Ten of Pentacles. You have to have thick skin. And right now he's still very, very fragile. He's still very, very fragile, and not as healed as he should be. And I don't even know if it's so much healing, but as it is this negative thought process. Thank you so much, Wendy. We just received a donation from Sweet Wendy. Let me go ahead and add you here. Yeah, and then finally with this Four of Swords reversed is reignited passions. When he saw you, that lit things, that lit that spark, this Ace of Wands. But I also, Four of Swords, yes, is reignited passions, but it's also the realm of the mind. Four of Swords upright is meditation, taking a step back to really meditate on things. The Four of Swords reversed, especially in this case, in its reverse form, this is again doubling down for me that he's a lot of what he's thinking about when it comes to you is like he fantasizes about you. And yeah, when I say he fantasizes about you, yes, I do mean in that way too. But he fantasizes about you more in terms of like romantic, like relationship wise. But at this time is too fearful to make any moves. He's watching you, but he's not reaching out. I think you said, sorry, there was something you typed earlier. I'm so tempted to DM him. Girl, I don't think that would be the worst idea. Honestly. What's the worst that could happen if you reached out to him? Okay, the worst that would happen is he could send you a message that's mean, or send you a message that's neutral, lukewarm, or not respond at all. Those would be the worst case scenarios. So you do have to take that into consideration, which I'm sure you have and do. But do I think it's worth a shot? Absolutely. If you feel emotionally strong and balanced enough to accept that he might not respond, or might not respond immediately, or in the way that you would ideally want, then I say go for it. He doesn't have that thick skin that people need when they're interested in a romantic connection. But I get the sense that you most certainly do have thick skin. But but it's up to you, love. You know, if him not messaging you or messaging you something lukewarm or mean would like throw you off balance emotionally, then I wouldn't suggest it. But if that possibility is something that you can accept, I would definitely go for it. Because right now you guys are kind of mirroring one another, not in the sense that you're fearful of getting hurt, but you guys are clearly both really into one another, clearly interested in each other and thinking about one another, and yet both fearful to reach out to one another. You guys didn't say hey when you saw each other. You were on your phone. I understand that. But you guys both want to reach out to one another. I see it. You guys have feelings for one another. You're thinking about each other. So I don't think it would be the worst idea at all. I think it would be quite a good idea. If I felt that it wasn't a good idea, you know, I'd tell you. But I think that this could be maybe the push he needs. At least getting something started. You know how things been over the past 2 years. Let's get coffee. Let's chat. Let's catch up. You know, maybe not keep it platonic, not flirty at first. Just very neutral, because that'll put him in a place where he doesn't feel scared or intimidated. If I were you, I would reach out to him. I would reach out casually, warmly, just like, hey, I think I saw you at work. Hey, I don't know if it was you, but I was on the phone, so I couldn't say hi to you, but just wanted to say, hey, hope you're doing well. How are things? You know, right? But I don't usually the first one to make a move. I hear you. A lot of women are like that. Yeah, a lot of women are like that, including myself. I actually did it recently. I was on a dating app and I saw an ex of mine from 10 years ago, and I freaked out. It didn't end badly. We dated twice in our 20s. Never ended badly. It was just like we just drifted apart, but I always still kind of liked him. And I just freaked out and I just turned off my phone. And I regretted it so much, Shateria. For a week, I was just like, I don't have his number anymore. I'm never going to see him again. Like, I had that opportunity. And then I was on the dating app 2 weeks later, and he came back up. And I just sent him a message. I just said, hey, like, a long time no see. And yeah, we've been hanging out. It's been fun. We're not romantic or anything, but who knows? Well, a little bit. We're flirty, Who knows where it'll go? But it's nice getting to know him after 10 years, and it's definitely not something I would normally do. Like, I wanted him to reach out to me, but then I thought about it and I was like, well, he may not be seeing me on this app, and maybe he did and he didn't reach out to me, but I'm just gonna shoot my shot here. I normally don't do that, but I'm really glad I did. So yeah, no regrets, but I totally hear you. Not wanting to make the first move. But yeah, thank you so much, Shateria. I really appreciate you, love, and hope I brought you clarity. And yeah, I think just a light message would be cool. Like, did I see you at work? Anyway, just my little opinion. Love and light to you, girl. Thank you so much. Thank you. Miss Wendy! Wendy, thank you so much for your donation, honey. I appreciate you. Were you interested in a 10-card reading, or did you have 2 questions? You are very welcome. You're so welcome, Shateria. Hi, Wendy. I'm doing great. I'm doing well. Thank you. I'm doing a lot better. Yeah. Yesterday, I had, oh my God, yesterday was the most stressful day. 2 questions. You got it. Please go ahead and post your first question. Thank you. All right, love. Well, thank you so much, Mercedes. Long time no see. How you doing, girl? Good to see you. Let me go ahead, quickly add you here. All right, Miss Wendy. So your first question is, what opportunity is coming towards me for work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what opportunity is coming towards Wendy in work? Sorry. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what opportunity is coming towards Wendy in work? For work. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what opportunity is coming towards Wendy for work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what opportunity is coming towards Wendy for work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what opportunity is coming towards Wendy for work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what opportunity is coming towards Wendy for work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what opportunity is coming towards Wendy for work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what opportunity is coming towards Wendy in work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what opportunity is coming towards Wendy in work? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what opportunity is coming towards Wendy in work? All right, Miss Wendy. We have 2 of Swords, Page of Swords reversed, the Wheel of Fortune, the Hermit, and 6 of Swords. Interesting. Okay. So what opportunity is coming towards you in work? I'm noticing this 6 of Swords, love. The last card is like really sticking out for me. 6 of Swords is moving on, getting in one's boat and moving to calmer waters. Give me 1 sec. Sorry, honey, I need to close my shades because it is just too bright in here. Okay. Thank goodness. Yes, yes. That, and I normally don't start with the last card, but it just, it creates the context. You know, if there's a Six of Swords here, it's saying you're moving on. And let's start. So let's start. We started at the end. We're gonna go back to the beginning with this Two of Swords. Two of Swords here. I'm also gonna get my handy dandy career book, career definitions book, but I think I know what this is. Yeah, choosing between career paths. There, the Two of Swords. Yeah, follow your intuition when making decisions and dealing with work matters. Two of Swords to me is also saying two things. There's a decision to be made to move on. You know, Two Swords. There's another path that you haven't seen yet. And in them being swords, I mean, the traditional artwork, she's holding two swords like this. In them being two swords, and then Six of Swords, swords, got a lot of swords here. Swords is cutting someone out, cutting something or someone out, creating a boundary, dividing yourself from someone or something. Speaking of swords, we then have this Page of Swords reversed. This is telling me that when we're talking about your current job right now, you're unsure about your future there. Not in the sense that you fear that you're going to be fired. In the sense that you might be there forever. If I don't think they're going to fire. I honestly, I don't think they're ever going to let you go. They really want you. They really need you. I know you want to get laid off. I know. But I just don't see it happening. They value you too much. And as I was saying, in terms of a future, there's no threat. My review was too good. Exactly, love. Which is great. Which is, I mean, on one hand, that's great. You know, my Earth girl. I just did a reading for a Capricorn. All the Earth signs always get readings on their jobs. It's so funny. You're a great worker. You're the Knight of Pentacles. You're the workhorse. Like, one of my colleagues in the guild, she's a Taurus. She can like drive all over the Bay Area, do like 4 classes in a day, go home, feed her kids. Like, she is dynamic. Like, she is such a Taurus. She is like just get it done. And somehow never gets burnt out. Just has an excellent work ethic, gets it done. Very much like you. And yeah, as you said, your review was like too good. Yeah. And you're thinking like, I might be here like forevs, like, because they certainly want you there forever. But get this, girl, you can go your own way. Go your own way. Because the Wheel of Fortune is change. It's positive change. If this was reversed, I'd be concerned. But especially this being right in the center, I'm just like, oh, yes, Hashem, it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. Yeah, some Fleetwood. I don't know, that Fleetwood Mac song just came in my head, but yeah, you're gonna go your own way. The Hermit, the Six of Swords. You're going your own way. You're taking your own path. You're going somewhere else. So, and it's odd when not odd, but interesting, because when you type the question, you know, what new opportunities are coming towards me in work, I was hoping that it would say something similar. Like, there are great opportunities for you at your work, but you're going to leave before you're going to find your new boat, your new safe harbor. I mean, we can call your job a safe harbor in that it provides for you financially, provides stability, but it's not aligned with your values, and it's not somewhere that you want to be for an extended amount of time. And spirits said many times that, you know, there are so many opportunities out there for you, and it's you will find a job that pays just as well, if not better. Open your mind. And that's also part of that Page of Swords reversed, and the Hermit is searching and not having limited beliefs. I'm not saying that your beliefs are limited, but I think I know you know, I hope you know that there are great opportunities out there for you, but I think that you sometimes doubt that they could be as profitable as where you are now. But I keep on getting from Spirit that absolutely you can find something. Yeah, my bonus is paid out. I no longer feel tied to sticking around. You got your bonus. Okay, that's what we were waiting for. That was that final thing we were waiting for there. Okay, this is definitely a Wheel of Fortune, Six of Swords, Hermit moment. Yeah, this looks good. I mean, yeah, we want you. I know you want to get laid off. It would make things a lot simpler. I understand. But that's great that you got your bonus, girl. Yay! Hooray for that. I thought it was coming next month for some reason. What should I know about my next relationship? Let's see. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what should Wendy know about her next relationship? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what should Wendy know about her next romantic relationship? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what should Wendy know about her next romantic relationship? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what should Wendy know about her next romantic relationship? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what should Wendy know about her next romantic relationship? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what should Wendy know about her next romantic relationship? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what should Wendy know about her next romantic relationship? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what should Wendy know about her next romantic relationship? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what should Wendy know about her next romantic relationship? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what should Wendy know about her next romantic relationship? Nine of Pentacles reversed, Two of Wands reversed, the Hermit, Seven of Pentacles reversed, and the Chariot. Okay. Starting with the Nine of Pentacles reversed, I've been getting very similar cards. You know, I pull a card for myself every day. I've pulled the Nine of Wands reversed 3 times this week. Isn't that strange? We don't have the Nine of Wands reversed here. But what I'm seeing is it's not, I don't want to say it's not possible for tarot to tell you what your next relationship is going to be like, because you are going to have another romantic relationship. But what they're saying here is that you, starting with the Hermit right in the center, I don't know if you're, have you been dating? Have you been going to like singles dinners and stuff? Putting yourself out there? Because what I'm seeing here is foundations have not been laid down. No, I'm busy with work. Yeah, I hear you, girl. I hear you. And I work less than you, I think. Well, my work's all over the place, but I'm sure you work more than me, and harder than me. You're a Taurus. And even with me, yeah, it's a slog. Like, do I want to go on a dating app at the end of the night? No, I don't. Like, and half the time, like, when a guy asks me out, like, it's like, okay, I have like my Saturday night. Like, is he Saturday night worthy? You know what I mean? It can feel like work. It can feel like work, especially when we have a lot of work on our plate already. So yeah, Spirit is saying with this Nine of Pentacles reversed, Seven of Pentacles reversed, there's no foundations laid for them to be able to tell you what your next relationship's going to be like. It could be anyone. And by that I don't mean like it could be like literally like anyone, but like you know what I mean. Like it's excuse me, freaking allergies. Someone was so rude the other day. I have like the worst allergies right now, and yeah, someone suggested something very inappropriate the other day on my live stream. I'm just like, yeah, no, not cool. They mentioned something about skiing, powder. I'm just like, I cut them off my channel. I'm like, you freaking kidding me? That is so rude. It's March 25th, like, or March 26th. What do you think? I know, so mean. I was just like, what did they say? I blew my nose, and they were just being a pain in the ass from moment one, and like asking stupid questions and stuff. Yeah, everyone's got allergies right now. I'm hearing sneezes left, right, and center, and normally I get scared, but when it's allergy season, it's just normal, you know. They said some. What did they say? They said like, oh, touching the powder or like something the powder, and I just said I have no idea what you're talking about, and I just clicked them off. I was like, what the heck? That is so weird. Anyway, so going back to you, Miss Wendy, and not weirdos accusing people of doing drugs. Yeah, Spirit is just saying that they can't answer that question right now until you have a suitor lined up. Two of Wands reversed is a big indicator of that. This is gonna sound so mean, but I don't want it to come off sounding mean. Like you're such a catch, but you're working really hard right now. And you're not able to put yourself out there at this time. So if God or anyone, Santa Claus, whatever, came to you and said, hey, who do you want to be your man, your next relationship? Your answer, I'm going to guess, would likely be, I don't know. I don't really know. You know what I mean? Like in the context of how people, like, I know there's still some feelings for Samuel, but at the end of the day, I don't think that you would really, unless he totally changed, then maybe you would answer that. But it's more like, yeah, there's no one that you're really interested in right now that's kind of caught your eye. Thank you for your donation, sweet Julie. Thank you, thank you. Let me go ahead and quickly add you here. I have qualities I know I want, but there's no one. Yeah, exactly. Like you know the type of guy that you want. You just haven't found him yet. He's out there though. He's for sure out there. The Chariot is Spirit actually saying, "Go forth, little doodle. Go forth, my little cricket." I know you're working a lot, and I can't tell you what to do, and Spirit can't tell you what to do, but they're suggesting that you get the ball rolling, that you get or you get the wheels turning. Maybe go to more singles events. You know, things that we do to find romantic partners. All sorts of different resources and different things we can do there. And you're very resourceful. Yeah, I have no. Oh yeah, he's out there. And with this Two of Wands reverse, that tells me it's not just he's out there. I think I fully believe that there's more than just one guy out there that would really really be wonderful for you. And yeah, I mean, I think most guys would be so lucky to, any guy would want it. I think most guys would want to date you. But, you know, you just don't want to date most guys, which makes sense. You know, there's a lot of losers. And or not losers, but they just don't have the qualities that you're looking for. I'm actually not looking for anyone here, but hopefully it brought. And I was just gonna mention that too. Like I don't think you want to get tied down with anyone where you are right now because you are intending on moving. The Chariot, moving, getting the wheels turning, moving forward. Wow. Thank you for, because I was going to, I was thinking about it. I was just like, I don't think she wants to date someone in the city you live in. The Chariot, moving forward, moving. So I think, I truly believe that's what they're saying is your next relationship will be abroad. I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that is one of the qualities that you're looking for. You would prefer to be with someone in another country, which I totally understand when you move to another country. Like I was talking to my manager the other day, she's from France, and her husband is American, and yeah, like when you move to a foreign country, like if I moved to a foreign country, I would want to marry someone who was native to that country to help guide me a little. You know, that's part of it. And to integrate me into, you know, the country. I'm getting my coins right now so I can move forward with more stability. That's what's up. Yeah, absolutely. You got your bonus that you worked super hard for and that you totally deserve. The Chariot. Yeah, the Chariot. Time to get those wheels moving, girl. It's exciting. You're so inspiring to me, Wendy. I was much more focused on moving abroad like 5, maybe 6 years ago, and then somehow it just became more and more overwhelming. But seeing you doing what you're doing and prepping and your motivation, I love it. It's yeah, it really inspires me. Aw, no you. Aw, thank you. You're so kind. No, I really mean it. Like I was even thinking about it the other day. Like I was way more focused on moving to Europe like years ago, and it's kind of waned as my life has just become more complicated in the Bay Area. I'm working for like 3 different companies. You know, this I can do anywhere in the world, which I love. But yeah, I'm just getting deeper into Bay Area stuff and people, and it gets harder to disconnect. But I will get there. I also look towards my brother too, him moving to the Middle East, you know. And his name's Samuel too. Sam, I call him Sam, but my brother moved to the Middle East like 12 years ago. He loves it. He's never coming back. I think it's a little easier for men. Maybe a little less. I think it's a little less scary, but it's so doable. Like I told Samuel, baby steps. You can live abroad part-time and see how you feel. Absolutely. One of my best friends has a horrible life. I'm just joking. He just left for Paris on Sunday. He has a place in Paris. That's how I'm able to travel to Paris. Girl, like I could not afford to travel to Paris all the time if I didn't have a place to stay for free. But yeah, he has a flat. He has 2 flats in Paris, and he has a house in San Francisco. And at first, I was like, "You're moving you're moving." And he's French. I was like, "You're moving back, aren't you?" He's like, "No way, I'm not moving back. There's no way." And first, it was he spent like 3 months a year there. Then the next year, it was like 5 months. Now it's every 3 months he lives here. Every 3 months he lives there. And he even told me, he's like, I kind of feel like I'm probably gonna move back there. but yeah, so he's bicontinental, and super cool, super awesome. Um, but yeah, baby steps, and that's basically what he's doing. Even though he was born and raised in Paris, and he's lived here for a long ass time, and moved here for a reason because he didn't. There were certain aspects of being French he didn't identify with. The work ethic. He's like super type A, and like just couldn't deal with the work ethic of French folks. Loves America, doesn't love it so much anymore, you know. So I, I told him the same thing. I'm like, it's like baby steps. Like I can, he would never. He's a Leo, so he'd never admit to being afraid of moving. But I see these baby steps he's taking, and I think he's probably gonna move. Yeah, that's possible. That works for sure. For sure. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's in a very lucky position. He lucked out. He worked in tech and cashed out, made a lot of money. Um, he's working for the Gates Foundation. Um, so he's doing fine. Doesn't have to worry about money. Um, but for most of us that do, it can be a little, or not most of us, but a lot of us that do, not have just unlimited funds. It can be a little stressful. Um, but it is. I always have to remind myself, as I was telling my boss yesterday, she was saying how she was trying to convince her daughter to move to Paris, at least for a little while. Her daughter's currently living in Montreal. Um, and she's like, yeah, I just wanted to live in Paris for a little bit. She could work there. She's a French citizen. She's fluent in French, obviously. Um, and I just wanted to see what it's like living there for a little bit, you know. Um, yeah, just exposure to new places, and then I said to my boss, I was just like, yeah, and like do bear in mind the cost of living too, like because her daughter's very young, um, just graduated college. I was like, people can easily live on €1,000 a month in Paris. Like it is a fact. It is a fact. My friend in Paris was just sending me photos of his dinner. He had this gorgeous dinner. It was like salmon and like spinach and like all this lovely stuff, and you could tell it was from a really nice restaurant. €5. Like you just can't like I can hardly buy a sandwich at Whole Foods for less than $10. Like anyway, I'm done on my rant. You go, girl. You go, girl. Congrats on getting your bonus, and fly like a bird. You got this. I envy your friend. I'd love to be there for years to experience it. That's the funny thing. I don't envy him because I love him, and he deserves it. I remember the first time, like early on in our friendship, he sent me a photo on my birthday saying happy birthday. And it was a picture of the Eiffel Tower. He was like, I'm in Paris right now. And I was like, that is so wonderful. I'm so happy for you. That's lovely. Because I'm trying to not be envious of people. I'm trying to turn, as Scylla said, use envy and jealousy as a compass to manifest your desires. And that's it was shortly after she said that to me, actually. And so I did. I was just like, I'm so happy for you. You deserve it. And then he was like, you can stay here whenever you want, I was like, whoa, okay. Yeah, for sure, yeah. And he's older too. Like he's an older guy, so he's worked a long time and doesn't have to work anymore. But he still does. He does. He's a photographer. He's a professional photographer. Um, very talented, very cool. But yeah, so it is all possible for sure. Well, thank you so much, Miss Wendy. Much love and light to you, girl. And yeah, I hope I brought you clarity. You fly, girl. Mercedes, thank you for your donation, love. Thank you. Miss Mercedes, did you have multiple questions, or did you want did you just have one question? Hey, Mercedes, or do you have 3 questions? Because we can do a 15 card reading. Sure, yeah, let's get our scuba gear on. Because we're going to get deep. We're going deep, girl. Yeah, when I read for myself, I usually do minimum 10. It depends on the question, but I usually do 10 or 15. No more. I never do any more than 15. That's like that's always been my, well, except when I do my yearly readings for people, but 15 is a good number. How are you doing, by the way? I'm working on my glow up journey on my fitness so I can turn my IG into a model page. This ex NFL personal trainer wants to work with me and use me for free content to attract more business for his personal training business. Oy vey. Okay. You know I I model, right? That's my other job. I do figure study modeling for schools, but I've been doing I've been a photographic model for 15 years, and my rule since day one, since my very first photo shoot. Well, my very first one was very kind. I was paid for it, even though it was my first photo shoot. But it was a great photo shoot, and it started my portfolio. And I've never ever done a free. I've never worked for free, ever, when it comes to modeling. You know? But I can't seem to get on board, and I don't know why. My gut is telling me not to do it, but maybe I'm being weird about it. My gut's telling me the same thing. What's this guy's name? A lot of I see so many dudes trying to profit off of the beauty of women because it's something that they don't have, but they like. And here's an example that's totally not in the vein of what you're doing or what you're talking about. But like guys that have like that they start like cam girl houses and stuff like that, and they're profiting off these girls that could be doing it on their own and being their own boss and raking in all their money. It takes more work. Like I'm not signed to an agency. I'm with a guild, but in terms of my photographic modeling, I vet all my photographers. They reach out to me. I reach out to them. I don't know if you've used Model Mayhem. It's kind of an older site, but there's definitely photographers on there that are very legit. And the great thing about that site is there's verifications from models. Like you can see a photographer like who they've worked with, and like the model will be like, this person's great. They're professional. They, you know, they're creative. You know. Oh my god, the sound just came back on. I remember you do model, and I love that my dad said don't do it for free either. Yet your dad's right. Listen to dad. Mac is what he goes by. He just seems weirdly fixated on me and my body and women in general. Yeah, I'm getting a bad vibe from him. I'm listening to your dad. I'm with your dad there. I know it's tough to get started, but we can talk more about that. And I'm happy. I'm actually happy. I'm super happy to talk to you offline more in depth if you want to get more into modeling. I got 15 years experience. I could definitely help you. But let's see about this guy Mac. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Mercedes work with Mac to build her business, to attract business? Wait, so or to build your to attract more business for his personal training, but you feel that this would also put your face out there, which it would. I don't know how many followers he has, how much influence he has. Absolutely, 100% Mercedes, 100%. I'd love to. If I had some. I'm just regenerating here. I had some mentors when I was younger, and like they really helped me. Like I would do. Sometimes I would do like workshops. Those are great photography workshops, and I would meet other models that've been doing it longer than me, and they just give me great advice and stuff. And there isn't really a guidebook to it, you know. It's an independent journey, and you've got to be safe. You've got to be smart and tactful. And yeah, no, we email me or message me on Instagram, and I would love to give you some advice. Let's see about this Mac, dude. It would be a benefit to you because of your body and fitness and you're a beginner. Okay. And I hear that, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah, we're okay. Well, let's see. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Mercedes work with Mac? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Mercedes work with Mac? Would it be beneficial for her? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Would it be beneficial for Mercedes' modeling career to work with Mac? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Would it be beneficial for Mercedes' modeling career to work with Mac? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Would it be beneficial for Mercedes' modeling career to work with Mac? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Would it be beneficial for Mercedes' modeling career to work with Mac? Do you live in a major city? Oh, you live in you live in SoCal, right? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Would it be beneficial for Mercedes to work with Mac in terms of remodeling? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Would it be beneficial for Mercedes' modeling career to work with Mac? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Would it be beneficial for Mercedes to work with Mac for her modeling career? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Would it be beneficial for Mercedes' modeling career to work with Mac? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. If Mercedes worked with Mac, would it be beneficial for her modeling career? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Should Mercedes work with Mac to benefit her modeling career? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. If Mercedes worked with Mac, would it benefit her modeling career? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. If Mercedes worked with Mac, would it benefit her modeling career? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Oh shit, girl. Oh, you're in the Mecca. That's even better. I've thought about moving there because so many of my colleagues moved there because there's just so much more work. At least in terms of, well, I'll tell you this, girlfriend, at least in terms of figure study modeling, which I don't know if you're interested in at all, because there's just so many art schools and so many schools in general in New York, and studios and art galleries and whatnot. However, last time I was in New York was not last October, it was the October before last, and I was there for a week with my beau at the time, and just a quick story here. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna be here for a week, so new location. Whenever I go to a new location, I always look for modeling opportunities in a new city. And when I went on Model Mayhem and looked at New York, it was shady. I will be honest, like most of the cast, I remember one casting call very clearly. It was a Halloween-based photo shoot, and it paid well. It paid $100 an hour, which is my rate. Well, it depends. It's $100 to $150 depending on the shoot. And but you had to party with him, with the photographer. It was a party shoot. I'm like, oh no, that you're barking up the wrong tree, man. I didn't know you could do that. Do what? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Would it be beneficial for Mercedes to work with Mac in terms of her modeling career? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. If Mercedes worked with Mac, would it benefit her modeling career? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. If Mercedes worked with Mac, would it benefit her modeling career? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Would it be beneficial for Mercedes' modeling career to work with Mac? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Would it be beneficial for Mercedes' modeling career to work with Mac? Thanks, messengers and spirit guides. Would it be beneficial for Mercedes' modeling career to work with Mac? And I don't know your body, girl, and I don't like talking about bodies. Like, my boss was, we have a huge costume room, and she was complaining about, and she's beautiful. She's maybe like in her early 50s, and she's just gorgeous and French and thin. And she was like, oh, I'm getting fat. Like, I went up a size, and I was like, I just looked at her. I was like, okay, I don't talk about bodies. I don't think it's really like cool to do that, but girl, you've got nothing to worry about. She was very happy to hear that. I was like, I hope I don't offend you because like you're my boss, but no, I almost feel like she needed to hear that. And she's a model too. She's the coordinator, but she still models. And she's also an actress. And she's very cool. She's my favorite. She's so cool. And there was something else I was gonna say real quickly. When it comes to bodies, I have quite a few clients who are models, sweetheart. And I have one client. She also lives in New York, and she's a plus size model. She modeled on the runway at Fashion Week, the last Fashion Week. I'm trying to be like Instagram model. I know people laugh at it, but that's what I want to do. Girl, I don't laugh at it. I gained a lot of weight and I'm losing it on my own, but he wants to help me. I can't tell you how many models are like all sizes. Not just figure city models, but also like photographic models. Like, I'll be honest, I did take a hiatus for 2 years. I went on a medication and I gained, I'm not even joking, I've always been very thin, just naturally. I gained 30 pounds. I went up 3 sizes. I've never been that big. It was definitely the medication. Because when I went off it, I went back to being skinny. But I didn't model for 3 years. I didn't model for those years. I took a hiatus, and I regret it because I could have gotten work. I was still beautiful, and I was smaller than a lot of other models. Like, it's not about size, really. It's about how you, really what a lot, even Instagram modeling, there's so many different body types that people are attracted to. But let's see here. I can't wait to talk to you more about this though. The Hierophant, 6 of Wands reversed, 5 of Wands, Knight of Wands reversed, King of Wands, 10 of Wands, Strength reversed, the Sun, 3 of Cups, Knight of Cups reversed, Page of Cups reversed, the Fool reversed, the World, 3 of Pentacles, and 8 of Pentacles reversed. Okay. So this is definitely a no, and I'm not just saying that because I was so hell-bent with everything that you told me. But it's an interesting no. There are some, if you were to work with, of course I'm going to be honest, if you were to work with him, there would be some benefits, and of course I'm going to get to that in every card. But overall, Spirit is saying that it would not be ideal for you. There's another way. There's a better path. The Full reverse. I'll get to that. Starting with the Hierophant, the 10 of Wands, and the Page of Cups reversed. The Hierophant is his voice. And what I mean by that is he'd be posting you on his Instagram and making money off of it, building his business, and not sharing it with you with this 10 of Wands. Like, I'm sorry, he should be, if he wants to work with you, why isn't he giving you a percentage at the very least? He should be giving you a percentage. That's the thing. That's the thing with a lot of photographers or even as like personal trainers. I've had photographers be like, "Oh, I can build your portfolio so well," and my portfolio is like unimaginably long. Of course, I've been doing this for 15 years. I don't need something to add to my portfolio. And I can bring you so much exposure, this, that, and the other. I'm like, that's great, but I'm not the one. Like, and I always tell new models too, like younger models, like, don't give it away. Don't do it for free. You're not just screwing yourself over. You're screwing over every other model, because then photographers start to think, oh, well, I can just hire for free, and then it devalues everyone. His payment is the free fitness training, according to him. Okay, so there's an exchange. I hear you. And he is a former NFL guy. He wants me to make collaborative videos with him, etc. Okay. So this is showing your body journey, your glow up journey. Is that something that you really want to be exposed? It's not something I'm seeing in the cards. It's just something that came to my mind. Because if I don't think it's something I would want, like, to be exposed, like those commercials from like the 90s. Well, you're probably too young for that, but like in the 90s, you know, those commercials for like weight loss things, and it's like the before and after, and half the time they're not even the same person. Sometimes they are, but it's like, if you're not comfortable with how you look right now, and there's a huge transformation, it's a very personal journey, you know. And I want some clarity with this page. I want some clarity with this this Page of Cups reversed here. I think I know what it's saying. Yeah. This is your. I'm not saying you're an insecure person. I don't believe you are an insecure person. But I do think that you have some insecurities in the way of your ability to promote yourself and start being an Instagram model without anyone's help. I mean, if you've never done a photo shoot before, and you don't have a portfolio, I mean, even then, I would still try and find a photographer who would pay. I just think it's very, very important. But that is the one exception I would make, is if you can't find someone who wants to work with you as a new model, which is usually rare. Like I told you, I got paid for my first shoot. You know, then that would be the one. I would say that would be the one exception where you work for free. Because then you've got a portfolio. You can show people, I'm a professional model. I've done this. You know, this is how I photograph. This is the value you're getting from me. You know, that would be the one exception I would make. But even then, I would try and search for someone who would want to hire you, and I'm sure you can find someone. Six of Wands reversed, Strength reversed, and the Fool reversed. Six of Wands reversed, this would not be a victory for you. This would not be a victory, it would be a defeat. Oh, I'm deaf, shy, and insecure. I have an idea in my head to build my Instagram as my portfolio and use that to work with brands, etc. That's really smart. I'm so bad with Instagram and promoting myself on there. I find like my guild is like always promoting me at different classes. Like photographers I work with promote me, artists I work with promote me, and they'll put me on their page or their stories, and like I'm so infrequently on Instagram that I miss it. But I was thinking, I think all the time, like I have a decent amount of followers. I've been on for many years, and I'm not gonna say how many I have, but I have a good following, and I I could be making more moves that direction. It's smart because yeah, I'm still kind of stuck in model mayhem world, but it's really moved over to Instagram. And you specifically want to be an Instagram model. I totally hear you. And you just said that you're shy, yeah, insecure. You have this strength reversed card, and that's okay, baby girl. That's okay. But it's okay in so much as I will say that is one of the most important aspects of modeling is you've got to be, and that's that's why I took that hiatus. I regret it now because I'm 40 and I'm like, okay, I was 27, maybe a little, I was curvaceous, but I wasn't fat. I don't like that word, but I wasn't unhealthily overweight. I was a size large in American Apparel sizes. That's American Apparel. Um, I regret it now because it's like I was young. I could have gotten that work and missed out on work for 3 years. But at the same time, I was very insecure. I was not secure about what I looked like. And you've got to be secure modeling in any context. There's going to be photos that you don't like of yourself. That are not flattering, and it's not you. It's the photographer, or someone will sculpt you or paint you, and it looks terrible. I mean, I can't tell you how many like paintings and photographs I'm just like, ugh. But I just move past it. I'm like, that's not me. That don't look like me. And I don't take it personally either. But you got to have really thick skin there in modeling. You got to be very confident, because if you are not confident, just like in any profession, if you're not confident about your abilities and your strength, your power, people will see that, and people will likely not want to work with you if you don't. At the very least, if you try faking it till you make it. I can't force you to have self-esteem or high, super high feelings of self-esteem right now. But I will say, faking it till you make it does really help. Like telling yourself you're beautiful all the time, like looking in the on my mirror, and it's not narcissism, it's not arrogance. Like my mirror in my car has that I don't know if you've seen that translucent sticker. It just says "You are beautiful." On days when I don't feel beautiful, it really helps. Yeah, that makes sense. I was thinking of taking posing classes. Um, Posing classes. That's interesting. I've never heard of posing classes, but there's great resources online regarding posing, and just looking through other models on Instagram. You'll find your best light you'll find your light. You'll find the best shadows. You'll find the best angles. Just the more you model, um, like you'll develop a relationship with the camera essentially. It's really interesting how that works. Like my first photos, I didn't really have a good sense of that, and now it's like I know all my best angles. I know my best poses. I know what's flattering, what's not, and it changes too. Sometimes I gain weight, sometimes I lose it. Sometimes my hair is different. Different things. But here we go. Here's a big one for me. Sorry, I'm taking forever, but I've just got so much to say. The full reverse. Don't go forward with Mac. It would not be the right journey. It would not be the right journey. It would end up creating conflicts with this Five of Wands. However, yes, it would provide you. I don't know how. I mean, you mentioned he's a former NFL player. I think you said he was a former NFL player. I don't know how many followers he has on Instagram, but with the sun right here in the center and the world right underneath it, that is exposure. So yeah, you would get exposure, but we also have to think about the context. Yeah, you'd be getting free personal training. That's legit. But he's like you mentioned, he's I don't want to say obsessed with like women but like it. I feel like some men. I don't want to say I don't want to say they wish that they were women, because it's not that. It's not that he's not. I can tell you he's not trans. He doesn't want to be a woman. But I think there's some men who do envy the fact that so many, and men do it too, but more women can make money from their divine femininity. It's harder to make money from your divine masculinity. And when I see men trying to siphon that, which it feels like it is here, it's just, it feels like he's obsessed with using women. That is the biggest red flag. And if you've seen other signs of that, like, yeah, this is not good. Also, I don't think he would be super effective with this Knight of Wands reversed. I'm not saying that you're not going to be able to glow up or change your body. You absolutely will. But I think that you can do it on your own, baby. I mean, it's great to have someone helping you, but I don't think you need a personal trainer. I think you can do this on your own. Yeah, the way he talks, like, he's so polite, but when he talks about women, it gets weird. I dated a guy like that recently. I ended it real quickly because, yeah, he was polite, but then he, like, knew, like, all the terms that were in, like, he was like, oh, I'm really, like, fascinated by the incel community. I'm like, okay. Like, I was too, but, like, I know enough about it just to hate it, and that's it. He, like, knew all the terminology and everything. I'm like, okay, kind of a red flag here. And then when I ended things with him, I basically told him, like, you're really sweet, but Mercedes, he didn't pay for a damn thing. He never paid for anything. We went on 3 dates. He invited me to the movies. I paid for my ticket. He invited me out to dinner. And so I was like, let's go to Taco Bell. Because I was, like, pretty sure he wasn't going to pay. He's like, Taco Bell? Like, we're in North Beach. Let's go to a nice restaurant. I was like, no, I'm just happy with Taco Bell. He's like, okay. So we go to Taco Bell. Yeah. He didn't even pay for my Taco Bell. So how do you tell a guy, I don't want to be with you because you're not paying for things? I'm not a gold digger. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking to be courted at the beginning. I wasn't asking him to take me to a 5-star restaurant. I wasn't asking him to take me, to Paris or anything. These were very small dates that he invited me on. And I just think, Splitsville at the beginning is weird. If you've been dating for a while and it's an egalitarian, like, decision between the two of you, that's totally legit. Right on board with that. And that's the thing, is, like, if I had ended up dating him, I would have been fine with that. But if it's the beginning, the way that I want to be courted, part of that is my love language is, like, gift giving. And like I said, I don't need a rich man. Like, I just, just small tokens of generosity that I show to people too. So the guy wants me to go to his gym, but it's far. Okay, and I don't have a car. He does, and he won't even offer to pick me up. And, oh my God, and he knows it's far because he has one client where I live, and it's far. Okay, so that's a lot. It's a schlep. But he wants to use my image. Doesn't make sense. And not to mention, we only started talking because he was hitting on me. I was just gonna get to that. Girl. Yeah, he's if he hasn't already fallen for you, he definitely has a crush on you. This 3 of Cups, as this is progressing, I am seeing romantic energy, and I just don't sense that you feel that way towards him. I don't think it's reciprocated. Correct me if I'm wrong. We've got both the 3 of Cups and the 3 of Pentacles. I think that does he work with other women too? Because I don't think this is his first rodeo. He started talking about his ex-girlfriend for like an hour last time we spoke, so I was so confused. That's weird. Yeah, when guys talk a lot about their exes, he does, but I don't think he respects them. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Yeah. And this King of Wands, He definitely wants you, for sure. Knight of Cups reverse. This is what's telling me that it's not reciprocated by you, or it wouldn't be in the future. Because if you guys work together, I feel like it's going to deepen within him. Like, he's not rude, but little things he says makes me feel like he doesn't respect them. I hear you. I've met people like that. Yeah, I've met guys like that where it's like that. Just certain things they say are just like that's a red flag. You know what I mean? Or at least that's a pink flag or a yellow flag. You know, like that was a little odd. And then this Eight of Pentacles. Oh, I thought this was Eight of Swords reversed. Eight of Pentacles reversed. Oh, geez. Yeah, hell no. No, no, no. This won't result in any paid work. Eight of Pentacles is steady paid work. Eight of Pentacles reversed is not getting paid for anything, but the steady work is there. So you'll be working for him for free. Yeah, I know he will be your personal trainer, but I don't know how much personal trainers cost. But I almost feel like if you feel like you need a personal trainer, I would recommend just getting one yourself. I don't know how much they cost. They could be really expensive. I think at some gyms they're not too expensive. I have some friends and clients that aren't loaded that have personal trainers. So they're expensive, especially with yeah. So for a really good one, yeah, they're expensive. Yeah, former NFL player. I hear you. But it's the fact that it's being broadcast. You've got to really take that into account because, with any photo shoot, I always sign a release. Like if I'm getting paid, they have all the rights to the photos, and I half the time don't even see the photos. But that's just the way it is. Sometimes they're nice and they show me the photos. Sometimes they forget and don't want to, but they've paid for it, so that's there. But it's you've got to be comfortable with what's out there and what's being displayed, and it's a very personal journey. Working on one's body, and if that's publicly shown, it's difficult, right? I feel like he just put stuff up without. He absolutely would. Yeah. I do not think he would ask of your approval. I don't think that's something he's. Yeah. I do not. I think he almost feels like, oh well, we've made this decision, so I'll just I'll post whatever I want. This is my page, and I'm helping her. Like I'm training her. So yeah, Spirit's saying no. Your dad's saying no. And we're gonna talk offline in depth here. Are we friends on Instagram? Message me on Instagram or my email. I'm more than happy to give you some solid advice. Thank you, because I was so worried about this. Yeah. Here, let me. This is my IG, or it's not my modeling one. It's my tarot one. I can, and I'll show you my modeling one. On Instagram, I don't share it on here because it's different. It's a different realm. It's my modeling page. It used to be my personal Instagram, and now it's like work. Well, thank you so much, sweet Mercedes. I appreciate you, love. I hope I brought you clarity. And yes, please reach out to me, either on Instagram or email is all good. Thank you so much again, love. Thank you. And yeah, let me know if we're friends on Instagram. Julie J, thank you so much, love. Thank you for your donation, sweetheart. Let's see here. Sweet. All right, Mercedes. I'll check that out tonight. Groovy. Thank you so much. And you're very welcome, sweetheart. Thank you. Can you tell me if I might have to start looking for a new property next year and what might trigger the need to start searching for a new place? Absolutely. Give me 1 second here. Okay. Okay, so can I tell you I might have to start looking for a new property next year and what might trigger the need to start searching for a new place? Okay, so it's kind of 2 questions. It's kind of not. I'm going to ask it in a 1 question manner because if the answer is yes, Spirit will say what the trigger is. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Julie have to start looking for a new property next year? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Julie have to start looking for a new property next year? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Julie have to start looking for a new property next year? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Julie have to start looking for a new property next year? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Julie have to start looking for a new property next year? You mean like a new place to live? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Julie have to start looking for a new property next year? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Julie have to start looking for a new property next year? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Julie have to start looking for a new property next year? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Julie have to start looking for a new property next year? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Julie have to start looking for a new property next year? Let's see, love. We have King of Cups, Knight of Wands, Four of Cups. I kept on seeing Four of Cups when I was shuffling. Okay. Five of Swords reversed, and King of Swords. Wow. Lots of court cards here. Will you have to find a new property next year? This is one of the most confusing readings I've ever seen. Give me a moment, love. I'm sorry. King of Cups, King of Swords. And what, sorry, and you're a Capricorn, right? And you love your current flat. I don't think so, girl. I don't think you're gonna have to move. I really don't. I see that because I was in, and thank you for clarifying that you love your current flat. We've got this beautiful King of Cups. Yeah, you definitely have a deep fondness for it. This lovely King of Swords, it's perfect for you. It's fitting for you. It's ideal for you. This gorgeous Knight of Wands. I feel when we are in a good living situation, the better our living situation is, the better our overall life is, and our motivation, our actions. When there's peace and harmony within one's domicile, it usually transfers once you leave. That energy carries, stays within you when you leave your place and go to work or meet up with friends or whatever, go shopping, whatever. We do have this Four of Cups. And I told you I kept on seeing the Four of Cups when I was shuffling. Four of Cups is usually a feeling of loss. But in this sense, I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing it as more of you said you're worried that you're gonna have to leave your place. I don't know why you're worried about that, and you don't have to tell me unless you want to. But this Four of Cups next to this Five of Swords reversed is telling me I feel like this is your internalized fears. Rent is increasing every year. I don't want to stop being able to afford this place. Okay. Well, I think that you will be able to continue affording this place, love. I don't know if you're getting paid more at your new job, if your income is going to be higher. But I do believe that you will be able to continue paying for your flat, even though the rent will increase in a year. This Five of Swords reversed is telling me that Five of Swords reversed is the opposite of defeat. It's the Four of Cups in this. What I'm seeing here, the Four of Cups is your concerns, your worries. And the traditional artwork, the Four of Cups, she's looking down at three empty cups. But if she looked up, she'd notice that there's a full-ass cup just right to her, just to her right, but she's not looking up. And that to me is telling me that you, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a lot of us, including myself, have this where we feel like we don't have enough or won't be able to continue living a certain lifestyle or paying for a certain thing. But that the Four of Cups is a reminder that you do have that ability. You do have that fourth cup. Yeah, the rent's going to increase, and that's a pain in the butt. To put it lightly, it's difficult, but it's something that you've got this. You've got this. This Five of Swords reversed. This is telling me that the fear that you're having is a very common one and makes sense. You you love your flat and you don't want to have to leave. Yeah, I don't see you. I don't see you leaving, love. This new job looks promising. Constant worry. Ugh. I'm sorry, baby. Yeah, no, I hear you. It's rent is a pain in the bum. The last place I was living, I had like really discounted rent. This place, no, and it's my landlord's literally right outside. He is working outside, and I don't want him to hear it, but yeah, no, I'm leaving soon. And yeah, and I'm the same way. I'm like, well, what can I find a place like I don't like this place, but could I find a place that's within my budget? And I've already like searched and seen, but then I worry, and it's that's that Four of Cups, is that when we worry about things that we shouldn't have to worry about, Spirit is saying you've got that cup, you've got it. So, yay, Julie. You are not going anywhere, at least not anytime soon. You got this, and I'm really glad that you are in a good living situation. That you love your flat. Wait, where? Am I crazy? You are so welcome, Julie. You are so welcome, sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you, love. There we go. Okay. All right. So it is that time of night. I have been on for a little over 3 hours, but I'm still full of beans. So if you have if anybody out there has a question, now would be your time to send in your donation or just let me know in the chat that you would like a reading this evening. I will be on tomorrow. I might be on tomorrow. If I am on tomorrow, it'll be early because I have plans in the evening. So that'll be interesting. I don't usually go on in the afternoon, but I will likely be doing that tomorrow, but no guarantees. Last call, everybody. Last call for all donations. Thank you very much. If you have a question, please let me know. Thank you. Last call, everybody. Last call for any and all donations. Thank you very, very, very much. Last call, everybody. Last call for any and all donations. Thank you. Last call, everybody, for any and all donations. Thank you. Last call, everybody. Last call tonight for all donations. Thank you. Last call for all donations tonight. If you have a question, please just send in your donation or let me know in the chat. Because I have definitely had people come in at the last minute. Last call, everybody. All right, it looks like everyone is happy and taken care of. Thank you all so very, very much. I am going to end this live stream. And I have a peculiar ringing in my ear. Okay, strange. Thank you all very, very much. I will likely see you tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, I will see you on Saturday. Love and light to you all, and good night. Bye.